Let's start styling and adding all the things we want. And again, if you look at this code here, we also have a description beneath our name of the item. So let's quickly add this into our code as well. And as I would do it is, this is where we have our items. So we still want to use this table data here to actually present this one, because they're in the same one, right? So I'm going to create a TD in here and I'm going to create it's already there, but I'm going to create a span in here, and I'm going to use this to style and make sure everything is being moved around correctly. So we have the name as the first one, and in the other one we have our span in here, and this is not name, this is going to be description instead, and we'll fix this in the code after, or in the array. Also, I kind of want to change this from dessert to menuItem, like so, and down here we just need to change this to menuItems as well. Just me, I don't want to be dessert because then I have to use that throughout the Vue project. Anyways, back to this. So we have name, we have description, we have price instead of calories. So down here we have to switch this up for price. So let's do this real quick. This is also why I removed some of the standard ones. So these are the prices instead. And then I want to add in the description as well down here. So we have the price, we have the description now, description, if I can spell correctly. And this one has, I don't know, sugar, stuff, and more sugar. Right now, this doesn't really matter. It's just a line of text that we will use to show the description. For example, if it's bagel, it will be cheese, chili, cucumbers, whatever you want to put in your, what is it called? The burgers, bagels, there we go. Anyways, so we have our span here set up, and we need to structure this so we can have the menu and the name on top and the description beneath. So I'm going to add some IDs to the span here. I'm going to call this TD sub underscore name, and the other one I'm going to call ID, and this one I'm going to call, let's go with menu underscore item underscore description. So that shouldn't be mistaken by at all, hopefully. So these are the IDs I'm going to use. So let's quickly do save and see what this actually does to my browser right now. So we have frozen yogurt, and then you can see immediately after it just punches in the description here, but it works at least, right? So we can see everything works. Now I'm also going to add a little bit more later for the style, actually the simple table up here. We're going to add an ID while we add it, and we're just going to call this menu table because we're also going to use a little bit style for this. So the entire table here, we're going to add this ID here. Click save and scroll down to your style area here. And down here we're going to do a few different things to make everything a little bit more pretty. And we already have the structure, so this is fine. They are left centered and add to basket and so on and so on. So we want to do changes to the names and this here. Start with just the tag up here. Oops, why is it looking like this? Save. There we go. Let's start with this one up here because the name tags up here are actually in a lighter font weight. So let's start with this, and that's called the what's it called? TRTH. So the table row header. We're going to change the font weight of these. So font weight. There we go. Font weight, and let's set this to 300. And let's just click save and see if that doesn't change. So that changes this one up here, right? Compared to the one we have in our, so that looks right. So that's the first one here. We're also going to change the size of these. Actually, let's do this so it's in two different lines first. We could use CSS to this, but we can also just be really lazy since we already created up here, and we can just use the BR or the break up here. So I just added this in after the span tag here with the table name. So that should actually create two different lines, and you can see it works for all of these. Cool, that's the easy fix. Let's not do anything crazy for this. Scroll back down to our style here, and let's do some, and let's adding a little bit more to our code. So we had our, we want to add the name to the TD underscore name. So let's make this a little bit more easy to spot. So if we in our XD, you can see these names is bold, the font weight is bold in this case, and that's what we want to do. That's where I wanted to go. So let's do font weight here and add bold to this one, td name, which is again this one here. This should create a font weight for these one. Cool, that's also working, right? As you can see, I'm just styling these things, and that's what I'm going to do in the rest of the video. So I might as well just actually do a copy paste because I'm lazy. Man, let me give me a thinker of this. Here with myself, and I just fixed everything real quick. So you just need to copy what I have here because this is just me doing CSS. And I added again the font weight. We were here when I stopped the video, paused the video, and I added a padding to the table row data. So we get this space between everything. And then I added these italic, font weight, and then the color dark gray from our SAS map, and then the font size for this one down here, so it's italicized and everything. Last thing I just want to do real quick, you can pause the video so you can copy this. It shouldn't take too long. And the last thing we want to do is up here, instead of item add, we actually want to add in a icon to click. So once we click the button and it goes over to the basket over here, that's what we want to do here. So instead of just having the item add here, we're just going to go quickly do a space, enter. So we have this, what we have here, and we're going to add a V button here. And in this button, we are going to add the icon. So the icon like so. Oops, let's do it so it auto completes it. And I want to have the add underscore box, which is called. So let's just quickly see if it actually adds a. So we can see now we have the button over here, right? And it's black and there's a thing around it and everything. And we don't want to have that. We just want to have this as we have in this one, where it's a little bit more pretty. And I think we're just going to make it orange instead of this dark and black and orange. Anyways, go to the icon, add the color, because we changed our actual Vueify theme. We can just do orange here. Cool, right? And then for the button, we don't want to have the shadow type, the drop shadow, so we add flat for this. And we should now have a different looking button like so. If I now hit refresh, it's actually still there. So for some reason the flat part here doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? And I just did a quick pause and search, and the reason why it's not called flat anymore like we would usually do. It's now called text instead. So if we just want to remove as I stated here, if you want to remove the shadow and the background, instead of using flat, we're going to use text in here. And let's do a save and a refresh, and you can also see now that it's gone. So now we have still have this hover thing, but for now we can live with this, I guess. But we have our buttons here, and that's kind of the structure we want for the design of this page here. And the next thing we just want to do in the next video, we just want to quickly style our basket over here and add the text, the header, the h1 on top of this. So we're done with the styling and we can start adding the functionality in. And sorry for the little confusing part because I'm using the new styles, but I hope that's all right.